Namaste dear students. In this video lecture we are going to see introduction to the multiple integration. Basically the idea is the extension of the single integration into double and triple integrations. Lot of applications of multiple integrations are there. Some of them are here. Area, we can find out the area by using double integration. By triple integration we can find out the volume. Also some physical concepts such as mean and RMS value, center of gravity, moment of inertia. This we can find out by the help of multiple integrations. First of all, we will see the connection between integration and area. Suppose I want to find out the area above the x-axis between the line x equal to a to x equal to b and below the curve y is equal to f of x. So for that, first of all I have find out the maximum possible rectangle here. Suppose from a to b, that distance is delta x, into the height is y. So y into delta x is the area of the rectangle. But here this much is the error when we calculate the total area between x equal to a to x equal to b above x-axis and below y is equal to f of x. In place of this, if I consider the line segment from x equal to a to x equal to b divided in two equal parts and try to find the maximum possible two rectangles, then I will get y into delta x. At this stage this y will be different because it is a function, so again it is some y into delta x. But these two rectangles, still it is the error of this much plus this much, but the error is now reduced. Same thing, the area, if we go for dividing the line segment in three equal parts, the three rectangles I will get and their addition will give us the area. But now the error is this much plus this much plus this much. That means as we increase the number of rectangles, then the error is now going on reducing. That means as this delta x becomes smaller and smaller, accordingly the area under the curve y is equal to f of x becomes more and more accurate. So we have to just change this delta x to 0 and there will be then infinite number of rectangles. We have the limits x from a to x equal to b and y from 0 to y is equal to f of x. So the area under the curve, when we take the limit from delta x tending to 0 over the summation x from a to b y into delta x, y into delta x are all rectangles whose width is going to be towards 0. But we know that limit of infinite summation, that is actually the integration, and therefore area under the curve becomes equals to x running from a to b y into dx. For expressing area in the form of double integration, I am considering the same result. Area is now, we already proved this, that x from a to b y dx. We have y is running from 0 to f of x. So we will split this y into number of small parts. So that y I am writing now, limit delta y tending to 0, sum of delta y with y running from 0 to the function f of x. Now here this x from a to b dx, that part is as it is, only this y is expressed like this. But again we know that limit of infinite summation, that goes to integration, and therefore this square bracket becomes integration of y from 0 to f of x dy. Overall it becomes now area is equal to integration x from a to b integration y from 0 to f of x dy dx. So double integration dx dy over some region R, it represents the area of that region R. Also double integration over R f of xy dx dy represents some physical quantity f of xy over the area of the region R. Next, we will see the properties of double integration, which are actually same as that of the single integration. First thing, double integration over the region R, some k constant into f of xy dx dy, that can be equals to k constant will come out from the double integration into double integration over R f of xy dx dy. Second property, if there is a double integration over some region R, f of xy plus or minus g of xy dx dy, then we can split this function wise. First equals to double integration over R f of xy dx dy plus minus double integration over R g of xy dx dy. Third property, if R is the union of R1 and R2 along with the condition that R1 intersection R2 is empty. That means in the form of figure, here R1 and R2, their union is R, but there is no any common point between R1 and R2. That is the condition. This is not allowed because here R1 and R2 are intersects and their intersection is not empty. So this is not allowed. This kind of condition is there. In this case, double integration over the region R, that is R1 union R2 of f of xy dx dy is equal to double integration over R1 f of xy dx dy plus double integration over R2 f of xy dx dy. Evaluation of double integration, actually it is nothing but the successive evaluation of two single integrations. So in this case we have to decide first of all whether we have to integrate it first with respect to x or first with respect to y. For that we will consider the cases. The first case is if the given region is described by x equal to a and x is equal to b, and the limits of y are y is equal to f1x to y is equal to f2x. So we can trace the region like this. The line x equal to a is here, line x equal to b is here, y is equal to f1x curve and y is equal to f2x curve. So here the limits of x are constant. Therefore we have to give the second preference to the integration with respect to x. So I is equal to double integration over R f of xy dy dx. Second preference to the limits of x because limits of x are constants. So we can write this I is equal to integration x from a to b. Constant limits are outside, therefore dx is outside. Constant limits of x are outside, therefore dx is outside. Then limits of y under the inner integral, y is equal to f1x to f2x f of xy dy, that is inside. So first we will integrate with respect to y and then whatever is outcome of this, that we will integrate with respect to x. While integrating with respect to y inside, we will keep x constant, and when it contains some x term multiplied, that will come outside the inner integral. Second case, if the limits described are y is equal to c to y is equal to d, x is equal to f1y to x is equal to f2y, we can draw this as the lines y equal to c and y equal to d, the curves x is equal to f1y, x is equal to f2y. Here limits of y are constants, therefore we will give the second preference to the integration with respect to y. So double integration over R f of xy dx dy, that can be written as integration y from c to d. The constant limits of y are outside, therefore dy is outside. Integration x is equal to f1y to f2y f of xy dx. Limits of x are inside, therefore dx is inside. We give the first preference to integration with respect to x because they are the function limits, and second preference to y because the limits are constant. Third case, if the region is described by x is equal to a, x is equal to b, y is equal to c, y is equal to d, then the lines if we plot, we will get a rectangle like this as a region. In this case, according to the specific order, here the order should be mentioned if we require to calculate the integration like this. So in this case, I will be equals to either x is equal to a to b, limits of x outside, so dx outside, and integration y is equal to c to d, f of x by dy, limits of y inside, therefore dy inside. Or it can be I is equal to integration from y to c, y equal to c to y equal to d, limits of y are outside, therefore dy is outside, and then integration x equal to a to b, f of x by dx, limits of x are inside, so dx inside. Fourth case, if the limits are described like this, same as the case number 3, x equal to a to x equal to b, y equal to c to y equal to d, that means again we'll get the similar rectangle, and the integrands f of xy is suppose separable, that means f of xy that can be expressed as f1 of x into f2 of y. Terms of x and y are separated, then we can separate the double integration as a product of two single integrations. So integration x equal to a to b f1x into dx, the part of x is here in the first square bracket, multiplied by integration y from c to d f2y dy, the part of y in the second square bracket. Under type number 1, now we will see the double integration by direct evaluation, where the limits will be already given. Question 1, evaluate integration from 0 to 1, integration from y square to 2 minus y, x dx dy. Observe that these limits are containing y, that means they are the limits of x. So I have written it, x is equal to y square to 2 minus y. Obviously remaining are the limits of y, therefore y is from 0 to 1. But here limits of y are constant, therefore dy is outside. Integration x is from y square to 2 minus y, x dx. So there is no y here. If there is a y, then that we have to take outside, or if there is a function of y, that we have to take outside, because we are going to keep here y constant. So we will get y from 0 to 1 dy as it is. This square bracket, integration of x is x square by 2. Within the limits, lower limit is y square and upper limit is 2 minus y. So here this 1 by 2 constant will come out. Integration y from 0 to 1 of x square. For x square we will keep the limits. Upper limit is 2 minus y, lower limit is y square, and then dy. So it is half y from 0 to 1. Upper limit value for this, x replaced by 2 minus y. So 2 minus y square. From that we will subtract the lower limit value. So for lower limit, replace x by y square. So it is y square square into dy. So 1 by 2 integration y from 0 to 1. Expansion of this bracket, 4 minus 4y plus y square and minus this y raised to 4 into dy. Now term wise integration 1 by 2 as it is, 4 becomes 4y, 4 into dy, its integration is 4y, minus 4y integration is minus 4 y square by 2, y square integration is y cube by 3, y raised to 4 minus as it is, y raised to 4 integration is y raised to 5 by 5. So we have within the limit y from 0 to 1. So after 1 by 2 outside, after putting the limits, upper limit y equal to 1, so it is 4 minus 2 plus 1 by 3 minus 1 by 5, and lower limit value we are subtracting, which will be 0. So this simplification gives us 1 by 2 into bracket 2 plus 2 by 15. Ultimately it goes to I is equal to 16 by 15 as the answer. Second example, show that integration 0 to 1, integration 0 to root of 1 plus x square dy dx upon 1 plus x square plus y square is equal to pi by 4 log of 1 plus root 2. So see that 0 to root of 1 plus x square, it contains x, that means these are limits of y, and 0 to 1 are then obviously limits of x, but limits of x are constant, that's why dx is outside and limits of x 0 to 1 are outside. Then inside these are limits of y, so y from 0 to root of 1 plus x square, the integrand is 1 upon 1 plus x square plus y square. Limits of y are inside, therefore dy is inside. So we'll first of all try to solve the inner integration. So observe that here is 1 plus x square root, here is 1 plus x square, and in this case integration is with respect to y, therefore x will be constant. So we'll keep value 1 plus x square equal to a square, that implies root of 1 plus x square is a, and therefore I becomes equal to x from 0 to 1, y from 0 to a, 1 upon a square plus y square dy, and outside there is dx. Now see that x from 0 to 1, the integration, it is a standard function, integration of 1 upon x square plus a square dx, that goes to 1 upon a tan inverse x by a. So the integration of this is 1 upon a tan inverse of y by a within the limits y from 0 to a into dx as it is. So x from 0 to 1, upper limit y replaced by a, so it is 1 upon a tan inverse of a upon a, that is tan inverse of 1, minus 1 upon a tan inverse of 0, after that there is dx. So it goes to x from 0 to 1, 1 upon a is common, tan inverse of 1 minus tan inverse of 0 into dx. X from 0 to 1, 1 upon a into tan inverse 1 is pi by 4, tan inverse 0 is 0. So the constant pi by 4 will come out, but 1 upon a, here a is actually not a constant, a is a root of 1 plus x square, which we have substituted in the initial step. So it goes to integration x from 0 to 1 of 1 upon a, that means 1 upon root of 1 plus x square dx. This is also a standard integration which reaches to the log of x plus root of x square plus 1 within the limits from 0 to 1. So pi by 4, if I put the upper limit x equal to 1, then it goes to log of 1 plus root 2, and if I put the lower limit x equal to 0, which we have to subtract, that becomes log of 1, but log of 1 is 0, and therefore the answer we got pi by 4 log of 1 plus root. Next example, evaluate integration 0 to 1, integration 0 to 1 dx dy upon 1 plus x square into 1 plus y square. Here both the limits are same, both are even constants. So one of the limit set you can say for x and other limit set you can say for y. So separating the integrals variable wise, that means here you can see the variable x and variable y you can separate out. So we can write this double integration as a product of two single integration, 0 to 1, 1 upon 1 plus x square dx multiplied by 0 to 1, 1 upon 1 plus y square dy, which is the standard integration. So we got tan inverse of x running from 0 to 1, and here it is a tan inverse of y running from 0 to 1. By substituting upper limit and taking upper limit value minus lower limit value, it is tan inverse of 1 minus tan inverse of 0. Similarly here, by putting the limits for y, it is also tan inverse of 1 minus tan inverse of 0. But tan inverse of 1 is pi by 4, tan inverse of 0 is 0. Similarly here, substituting the values, it is just pi by 4 multiplied by pi by 4, and ultimately the answer is pi square by 16. Similarly, you can try some of these exercise questions whose answers are already provided, so that as these are the questions of show that type. So first question, show that integration 0 to 1, integration 0 to root of 1 minus x square y dy dx is equal to 1 by 15. Here these are the limits of x, these are the limits containing x, that means these are limits of y. So obviously 0 to 1 are limits of x. So in this case you have to integrate with respect to y first, and therefore x square will be constant, that will come out from the inner integration, and further method is similar. Next question, show that integration from 0 to 1, integration from 0 to root of 1 by 2 into 1 minus y square dx dy upon root of 1 minus x square minus y square equals to pi by 4. Here obviously it contains y, that means these are limits of x and the constant limits are of y. So limits of x are in variable form, so you have to integrate with respect to x first, and while doing that y will be constant. So you can take here 1 minus y square is equal to a square as a substitution initially, and then here also that will be root of half into a, and then similarly as a first problem you can solve this. Next is, show that integration from 0 to 1, integration from 0 to 1 dy dx upon root of 1 minus x square into 1 minus y square is equal to pi square by 4. So just as our last problem, third problem, you can solve this because variables are easily separable here. Root of dy by root of 1 minus y square and dx by root of 1 minus x square, both the limits are same, therefore one limit set you can consider for x, other limit set you can consider for y. So you can solve this by using the product of two single integrations. With this I conclude this first part of multiple integration video lecture. Thank you.